We can no longer escape the fact our planet is warming up. But what's wrong with that? A pleasant southern climate would be nice, wouldn't it? Not particularly. The effects of this warming are already being felt. The sea level is rising, polar caps and glaciers are melting. There are more heat waves and droughts, but also more heavy rainfall and floods. All these changes can wreak damage because they threaten our water supplies, food supply, health, etc. Unfortunately, the hardest hit will be the poorest and most vulnerable regions and people in the south. Scientists agree the culprit is the massive global emissions of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, originating mainly from the burning of fossil fuels. These are at an all-time high. For instance, the Belgian generates an average of more than 10 tonnes of CO2 per year. This increase of CO2 in the atmosphere exacerbates the greenhouse effect and causes a rise in the Earth's temperature. If we want to limit the damage and prevent irreversible consequences, we must reduce greenhouse gas emissions and switch to a low-carbon society. But how do we tackle such a worldwide problem? At the Climate Change Summit in Paris at the end of 2015, no less than 195 countries agreed to hold the increase in global average temperature to well below 2 degrees C and pursue efforts to limit this increase to 1.5 degrees C. Industrialised countries, such as Belgium, bear greater historical responsibility, possess more resources and should therefore make a greater contribution. Together, they must reduce their emissions by 80 to 95% compared to 1990, and to do this by 2050, and that within one generation. Greenhouse gas emissions have already decreased in Belgium, but in order to achieve such an ambitious target by 2050, a great deal of work still needs to be done in all sectors of our society: industry, buildings, transport, agriculture and the energy sector. So please try out our web tool and discover what social choices we have to make now in order to be able to live in a low-carbon society by 2050.